Today we are going to talk about Gantt chart. Now, Gantt chart is a very popular project management tool. It is also known as harmonogram, and it is a kind of bar chart. Bar chart, we all know, is a chart which involves x-axis and y-axis, and you have number of bars on the x-axis or y-axis. So it is something similar to that. We know that we need some planning tools for project management, and the Gantt chart is the most widely used project planning tool. Now this Gantt chart illustrates the start and the finish dates of the elements of the project. Now you may have different elements of the project, like in case of software projects we may have activities like requirement specification, design, coding, testing, documentation. So we'll be illustrating the start and the finish dates of all these elements in Gantt chart. A little bit about historical development. Although Gantt chart is named after Henry Gantt, who designed it in year 1910 to 1915, and he was the one who published about Gantt chart in English. But much prior to that, it was Carol Adamecki who in fact developed it in 1896, and he called it harmonogram, although he published it in Russian. Now, what are the rules of Gantt chart? So we can see that there are activities, different activities. Now these are all work breakdown structures. So we know that work breakdown structures, we divide the things into number of activities. So we have on horizontal axis the time is time is plotted. So you can see suppose this is the horizontal axis, so we have time, like in case of this graph it is 1, 2, 3, it is in terms of weeks. And on vertical axis we list all the tasks of the project. So these are all the tasks of the project, which is generally work breakdown structures. So it is represented on horizontal bars. The length of the bar represents the time needed to complete the activity. Now if you see the element 1, it starts from here and it continues up to like week 10. So we can say that element 1 takes 10 weeks to complete the task. Similarly, if we go to this one, like activity B, which is 1.2, we can say that it takes 3 weeks to complete the task. It also tells us about the scheduling of the task, whether it can be performed together or it can be started only after completion of the earlier task. Now we can see that all these tasks can be done together. On the other hand, C can start only after the completion of task B. Vertical line is also drawn somewhere depending upon the current date, and it indicates the current date, so we can easily assess how much of the project is complete at any point of time. Like if in this graph you see a vertical line like this one, so it says like what is the current status of the project. So we can say that it is almost like 57% complete, So we are late. It is 75% complete. It should have been something around like 90%. So we are late in this. So we can assess the project completion at any point of time. Now we may also insert geometrical shaped diamond in order to indicate a milestone. Like this is one example of Gantt chart made using MS Project. So you can find that here is a milestone. Again we find that here is a milestone. So these milestones generally indicate start, end, or decision points. We may also have different project management softwares, and they all use different kinds of bars or different shapes of milestones. Again, you can see that the milestone is different from what we have seen the earlier one. Now this was drawn using MindView Business Edition software. So things differ a little bit, although the concept is the same. We also have number of online tools where you can just go and draw online. One of the tool is appdiagrams.net. You can visit this site and create it online. So what you can do is, like in the case of software project, you can easily change these tasks, task 1, 2, 3 and 4 to things like activities like requirement specification, design, coding, testing, documentation. And if you want, you can easily adjust the bars also. It can be dragged to this place so that you can write it in a better way, and you can adjust the different, like how much time it is going to take depending upon the project you are doing. Also you can, not necessarily it will be in days, you can write like week 1, you can write here about month. So depending upon the project you are undertaking, you can make Gantt chart online also. Thank you.